Let's talk about problem solving. So problem solving has four major steps. Number one, read the problem. Number two, define the variable. So what is a variable? So let's say you are running a business. I ask you a question in order to make this amount of money. How many products do you have to produce? So how many products do you have to produce? This is a number, right? So the question is asking you to find a number, then you let this number to be a variable. So usually we let the variable be x, you can let the variable be y, be z, and any letters you like to use. And then number three, you read the problem again and then translate the English to math. And then number four is you solve for the variables. Usually in elementary algebra, when you do the basic, we only need to find one variable. So let's do some basic practice. Part A, 4 added to a certain number equals to 18. So 4 added to a certain number. So we have our certain number. What is that? We just call that an x. So 4 added to a certain number is equals to 18. And then you just solve for x. So this is simple. You have x equals to 18 minus 4. X is equals to 14. Alright, easy. Part B, a certain number decreased by 6.1 is equals to 12.5. This is a decimal point. So we have a certain number. So that certain number is x. So we have a certain number x minus 6.1. Decrease means minus, equals to 12.5. It's just that easy. So to solve for x, you have 12.5, you add 6.1 to it, that is equals to 18.6. That's how you do it. And then part C, 16 decreased by 3 times a certain number. So we have 16. So 16 decrease is minus by 3 times a certain number. So 3 times an unknown value, x is equals to 21.7. And then you just solve it, right? So first you subtract 16 on both sides. Oh, 16 increase. So this is a plus. So you have 3x equals to 21.7 minus 16. So 3x is equals to 5.7. And then you divide both sides by 3. X is equals to 5.7 divided by 3. That is equals to 1.9. All right, let's do the next one, part D. The product of 2.3 and a certain number. So the product means multiplication. The multiplication of what? 2.3 and a certain number. So that will be 2.3 times x. It's equals to 55.2. So x is equals to 55.2 divided by 2.3, and that is equals to 24. Okay, so moving on to more complicated statements. So next one is 1 minus a certain number divided by 1.2. So 1 minus a certain number divided by 1.2 is equals to 17.6. And then you solve this. So first we subtract 1 on both sides. So this is minus 1.2 equals to 17.6 minus 1. That is equals to 16.6. This is negative x divided by 1.2 to get rid of the minus. So one of the ways to do this is you multiply both sides by negative 1.2. Because this negative cancels with that negative, and the 1.2 got cancelled as well. So you have x equals to negative 16.6 times 1.2. That is 19.92. All right, how about part F? The quantity of 1 minus x. What is the quantity of 1 minus x? Can you write it down for me? Just take a second, write it down for me. The quantity of 1 minus x. So when you use the quantity, that means you have 1 minus x, and then this entire quantity you divide it by 1.2, that is equals to 17.6. So 17.6, and then how do you solve this? you have to multiply both sides by 1.2. So 1 minus x is equals to 17.6 times 1.2. So 17.6 times 1.2, that is 21.12, right? So 17.6 times 1.2, that is equals to 21.12. 1 minus x equals to that, and then you subtract 1 on both sides. So that is 21.12 minus 1. Negative x is equals to 20.12, and then you divide both sides by negative 1. X is equals to negative 20.12. So that's how you read a problem, define the variable, and then translate the math into English, and then you solve the equation. So that's all I have to introduce in this video. If you think my instruction is helpful, let me know in the comment below. Like the video, share the video for me, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Appreciate your help and support. See you all in the next one. Signing out for now.